What's up, folks? My name is Rassam Bahati, born and raised in Compton, California, where at the young age of 11 years old, I found the sport of track cycling. 10 national titles later, I launched the Bahati Foundation to help marginalized communities rise above their circumstances. But today, I ride for fun, fitness, and community, all while representing brands that I love so much in the industry and making cool content. What's up? I'm back with another one. This is Arts District Day 2 of the 2025 Tulsa Tough. I am racing the Masters A40 Plus, and they said we had 90 plus, I think around 90 riders, but it was probably more like 65, 70. So just taking you back, day one was Blue Dome, Texas Roadhouse team. My team executed a almost flawless race. I mean, there's always improvement, but the key of the matter is that I got the win. So if you haven't seen that, just go ahead and go back to my last video. Remember, while you're there, to subscribe and like. The more people like, more people subscribe, the better content can roll out of this. But anyway, I end up starting at the back, which is not ideal. You know, I won the race the day before, and you know what they say about people who assume. Makes an ass out of you and me. I thought that I was going to get a call up. They did 0 call ups. Not one person was called up. So yeah, ended up starting at the back. Wasn't what I planned, but thank goodness I did get a decent warm up in. I pedaled around the morning before, and then also pedaled a little bit. Did some openers on some of the bridges they have right in town to get myself going. So just giving you a quick preview of the course. This area is developing like crazy. I mean, just last year, none of this stuff on the right was there. Pretty sure if I make it back there next year, things will look totally different too. You know, all these cities are just blown up, going up, literally. So this is a fast downhill. You can see I'm far back. You know, I'm last wheel. There's maybe one guy behind me. Yeah, there's one guy behind me. 2 guys. So the way I chopped this video up, I was just gonna pretty much talk about how not to panic and how to buy my time and make up positions in cornering. And it does take a lot of skill. It does take a lot of calculations. Like right here, you will see, you can't tell from my head, but I did give a quick glance to the right. And the objective with these corners is to keep momentum. I don't want to touch the brakes. So if I were to touch the brakes, I'm actually going to lose spots versus gain spots. So this was another way that I showed that no one was on the inside of me. Everyone's going outside. I turned in slightly, apex the corner, made up 10 spots. Kind of the same here. Is bunching up on the right, no problem. Inside, didn't touch really any brakes. And while most people are out of the saddle using that small effort, I am saving as much as I can. So I'm pretty far back. So if I make an effort out of every turn at this race, by the time I get to the front, I'll be absolutely exhausted. So luckily, this group of riders, I mean, the whole peloton's pretty good. There's some hitters out there. There's some really, really strong hitters, and there's some fast guys. So the beginning of these races are a lot of things stay together. Everyone's excited. Everyone's good in the first 15, 20 minutes, right? Even 30 minutes. I think we were racing 50 minutes, which is, it's not short, but it's not long enough either. I mean, I guess they can't justify giving us 75 minutes, and that's when they give the pros. But yeah, I think an hour to an hour, 15-minute race, a lot of things will change. But it is what it is. You have to race what they give you, and you can see the boys, we're wearing orange this day, and it was hot. So each day at Tulsa got warmer and warmer. Day 1, Friday night, was warm, but not so crazy. Day 2, right here, definitely warmed up. And here's another example of me, you know, just using my momentum to get back to where I need to be. And it took me, I would say it took me about 6 laps to methodically move my way to the front. And as you can see right now, I'm at the front. There's only 8 guys in front of me, maybe 7 guys. So I did what I needed to do. It's good that I see the team Got Andy right behind me, big diesel. And the goal for today, I mean, I was pretty, maybe too open about letting the brake roll. I think the idea was to win the race regardless of who won, to just make sure that we got across the line first. But the reality is, and I think this sunk in kind of midway through the race, is that I knew that I was the fastest rider there. I think if it came down to a field sprint, that I would have been in the driver's seat, and I think the team would have rallied behind, leading me out. But because I did give leeway to the rest of the team to go out and actually race, and maybe one of the other guys can get a win, I mean, which is just as exciting, I would be happy with that. So yeah, brakes started to go maybe about 20 minutes in. I'm not sure exactly. This could be Acre. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but all the guys on this team are relatively strong, have great 5-minute and probably even 8-minute power. So I had momentum coming from about 20 back, so I decided to follow them. Unfortunately, I don't have any metrics up. I didn't start my computer till about halfway through this race. After it after it did the auto shutdown, I didn't even know I didn't start it. So trying to sync that up with the app seemed troublesome, so I let it go. And but I tell you what, he's moving, and you can see he's all arrowed out, narrow handlebars, arrow helmet, TT saddle, arrow socks, speed suit. So he's going for it. And this was a big dig, and my heart rate shot up really high. This was actually my spike. I was checking my training peaks, and this effort actually took my heart rate up just past 180, which is pretty high for me because I don't typically get that high anymore. But we are racing in the heat and humidity, so that contributes to the heart rate being higher. So yeah, he went hard, and I thought, I was feeling pretty good, and I thought maybe I can contribute to this break. But if it was just he and this wasn't a good move for me. So we did get, I believe his last name is Zambrano, national champ. We did get him to come across, and but I don't think he really wanted any part of it either. And it took him just about half a lap to get on. So, the respectful thing to do is to give him some time to recover and see if we can work together. But at this point, I was taking a peek behind my head, and I could see that the peloton is not too far, and I'm undecided if I want to work or not. So he's looking for me to pull through right here. I then look back and see the third rider, and he actually looks pretty good. He didn't have a look of desperation or pain on his face, so I sat up thinking that he would just roll through, but the lead guy actually sprinted. So this was an interesting time. You could see our guest rider, Richter, following that move right there, and I didn't completely blow up, but I was hurting, I can't lie. And I was happy that the peloton was more than like 30-40 riders. It allowed me to really just drop the legs right here and fully recover. I mean, look, I could have rode a lot harder and stayed closer to the front, but I decided that, I'm gonna just let the legs drop, let me make it to the top of the hill. If I'm last guy top of the hill, which I am, almost timed that perfectly, I get the downhill to recover. And I love this downhill left-hand turn that's coming up. I could drill it, so I wasn't too concerned as long as I got to the top of the hill and like really saving my breath, so saving my energy. So yeah, I popped out to the left just to see like what damage had been done in the front. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything extremely important. And then yeah, I was able to just recover. You can see the group is all back together. This turn was so much fun. I mean, and I remember racing here as a pro. We were doing that turn like 40 miles an hour. And we didn't have 28 tires either. I think my first time I started racing here, we were probably on 20s, 21s max. But yeah, so now it's time to recover, take some water. The races are only 50 minutes, so I didn't take any sort of like nutrition, energy. I don't even have any mix in my bottles. But what I did do, which was a first time that I've done in a long time, I actually started using just sipping on Edge nutrition, just some hydration before the race. So like at the hotel or at the Airbnb that we were at, just constantly having some Edge and a water bottle and sipping on that all day just to help with the electrolytes, because it is hot. It is very hot. And you can, I'm not a guy who cramps a lot. I have cramped in races before, but they were much longer than this. You're talking like 2.5 hour 100K crits. And, averaging 31, 32 miles an hour for those 62 miles. I've cramped before, but I'm not typically a guy that cramps. So I'm lucky in that regard. So like I did in the beginning, I just wanted to take my time and get back to the front. I knew that there would be a reshuffle and that it wouldn't be as fast at this point in the race like it was in the beginning. So if you look in this corner right here, you see it's all bunched up, and we're maybe less than 40 minutes in. So it just goes you that the fatigue kicks in relatively quick because of the temperature. But so far, the team rode a good race, being active towards the front. I believe everyone was a little bit more active on day 2 than they were on day 1, and riding more cohesively as a team and as a unit. And I always believe it's better to ride that way. Just there's power in numbers, so and uniformity. Within that, you're a unit. That's what uniform is, right? So you want to be a unit. So let's see where we're at here. I'm looking at this thing, thinking, okay, if this comes down to a field sprint, I'm feeling pretty good. So starting to use the inside to move up. We are not on lap cards yet. That looks like Jason Madoff in front of me. I know him, so I let him know that I was coming in hot on the inside, and so we don't cause any riffraff. Some people may say it's a dive bomb, but I gave him plenty of time. I put him on notice that that I was coming through. And if you know people by first name, as a courtesy, I think as long as you do that and it's not a dangerous move, no one is gonna complain about it. So, like I said, races slowed down a lot. It's like not going as hard as it was the first 30 minutes. And at one point, we did get some dangerous moves rolling up the road. There's Sharon Smith right there, methods to winning. And there's David Richter that's my teammate. He runs the Fount Cycling Guild team, and it was guest riding for us during Tulsa Tough, which was a good pickup by our team captain, Justin Kirk. He saw that he could contribute to the team quite a bit, and if you paid attention to the results, you would know that he was basically the best guy, all-around guy on the team during the Tulsa Tough. So this is a part where I think we had a few guys off the front here. It's like 4 or 5 guys off the front. Things are starting to splinter. So this is later in the race. This is when the things I always like tell my guys, when you're wasting energy early, this is when I need you. So I can't tell if that's Justin or Josh. I believe that's Justin. So Justin took a digger here, and I basically just told him to sprint. I was like, just sprint, cause a huge reaction, and as long as the peloton chase you, we're in good shape. But if he went across solo, that's not really what we wanted. It was about 8 guys up there, and I believe we had Andy Messer was up there. Messer. And so not the greatest combination between those two, because you definitely want to have a fast finisher. So it's important that, like, when you're doing those attacks, you understand the dynamic of what's going on in the race, right? Like, you just don't want to go across solo and now you're up there with another guy from your team that can't sprint. You want to make sure that you drag the peloton with you. And in this situation, we wanted the peloton. So if you look at my little top left, that is Marco Lydia, longtime friend, also teammate. And so I could tell now, without even seeing the laps, that we're getting down to the nitty, because that's when Marco and I typically get together. It was no different than when Sharon and I were teammates on Methods to Winning. Like, we didn't have to say anything. We've been racing long enough to understand what's going on. And this, ladies and gentlemen, was the winning move up the road right there. So it actually went the lap before. And I saw it go on the left-hand side, and I was maybe about 3 riders to the right and just slightly behind. And I could have pushed the issue to get out. And that hesitation is everything. You hesitate and you miss out. So I hesitated, missed out, and then hesitation again, thinking about going, and then this guy kind of moved to the left, and I coulda, right? There's no more coulda. In these situations, you got to go. And I lost track. This was a brain fart. I lost track of the guy who got second to me on the first day. He is now in the break. And look, they're just ahead of this one group. So this group has to come back because there's another group right in front of them. So this guy right here took a nice dig to keep the pace high. And I think probably at this point we are on laps. Yeah, so 3 laps ago, about 43 minutes in, and that break of, I believe it was 4 riders, are off the front. David Richter, Texas Roadhouse, is in that group. And to be honest, I just met him, David, the weekend of Tulsa. And from the first day, if you look at the video, he's the rider in front of me giving me a lead out. So you could just tell that he's got the goods. And even though I missed it, I still felt pretty confident in him being up there because he is a solid rider. And once again, team meeting was like, yo, we'll give some chances, let's make sure we win the race. So I'm playing it kind of cool right now, playing it very close to the front. Big unit right here took a nice pull. I was going to pull, and I'm glad he came through. Not only did he have a good dig up the hill, he's also a big guy, so it gave me a nice draft to go up the hill here. And just about right here is where it got a little bit heavy. And I knew that if I can keep my momentum up and over this little crown, that I can use my momentum to get over to this group right here and close that gap. So we're going to be going down this hill 35 plus miles an hour and seeing 2 laps to go. You see how things are just starting to fall apart. Guys are looking all around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 riders in front of me. I'm 11th position going in 2 laps ago, but there's 4 riders that they're gone. We're not going to see them again. I believe that is my teammate Josh Drake just ahead in the orange jersey. So he made that split, or it could be Marco Alidia, actually. I don't remember him going across, but kind of looking at his riding style, it could be him. So you see what I did there. I didn't use a lot of energy to get across to this group. I just kind of try to do it methodically because, look, we're in the closing laps, and every bit of resources that I have to make it to the finish counts. So, some people are snappy like that and can pop over to a break. And I knew that this group now was going to come back. So now, that's Marco there just to the right of me on the Go Cervelo. And now we're going to be going for 5th place. But as soon as I say that, boom, another attack. And this one was covered well by Jamie Carney. Those of you who may have followed racing for a long time will be aware of Jamie Carney, been around for a long time, multi-time national champion, mainly on the track, but also does some road stuff. So he shut that down quick. Marco was looking around. I think he had kind of like a look of, man, I shouldn't have went in that first move or that last move. But this is where you earn your money right here. We're not getting paid, but just a figure of speech. So I remember looking down at my heart rate to see how high it was, because I do check it out now, just because of the cardiac issues I've had in the past. So I do keep an eye on it. Back in the day, I used to hide all of those metrics and just look at speed, power, and time of day, or time of duration of the day. Duration of the race. But yeah, now I have plenty of metrics that I can look at just to make sure I stay safe. And so yeah, we're going, man. This is 1 lap to go, 47 minutes in. So check it out. Outside, inside, and then outside was my favorite way to take this corner, because I wanted to make sure if anybody came on the inside of me that I can have more speed than them and just get back over the top. So I chose to go outside there. And then here, what I'm doing is I'm actually hiding from the wind. The wind was coming like a head cross. It was coming from the right. So when Super Squadron came over, it was actually worked out. Marco is my lead out guy, but he is shorter in stature, so I hover over him. And in these closing laps, you want to save everything, right? And so this guy's much taller. I've seen him race, so proven guy. And then you could tell he's itching to go, right? So it got a little dicey right here, and maybe I played it a little bit too calm because underneath Carlson came, and then the door was slammed right there, and then he looks back and he keeps going. But one thing I didn't realize, I didn't realize these two guys were teammates until I actually reviewed the video. The national champ kit kind of threw me off, but at this point, I know that Carlson's not a sprinter, so I wasn't really worried about him. And the only thing I wanted to do is smoke the guy in front of me. So I back off a little bit, make sure no one comes underneath. You can see I have another rider, Randall Coxworth, behind me. And for some reason, it took me a long time to get going. You can see the gap I put on Randall, but Carlson was moving pretty fast. But once I got on top of the gear, I was able to pass everyone and get 5th place, which kept me, in the running for the overall at Tulsa. David Richter was 2nd, I believe, and the team was still looking good. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for day number 3, Crybaby Hill.